When you arrive in Kinnick Stadium, you know what's in store. Hard nose, toughness, defense, and you better bring your hat and be ready to strike somebody when you come into this black and gold cauldron to take on the Hawkeyes. We've got a top 25 matchup on hand. Two of the premier teams in the land looking to make a statement that will resonate. As we'll see the number 23 team in the country, the UCLA Bruins, taking on the winners of 3 straight, the Iowa Hawkeyes. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Hawkeyes will boot it away to start the game. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. So the UCLA Bruins offense takes the field. And here he is. Let me tell you about this wide receiver. He is a route-running DB, toasting, pass-catching, touchdown-scoring, woo, son of a gun.
I can't wait to see how this defense is going to try and corral this guy, because you play man-to-man, you risk him running right by you and catching the deep ball, but you play zone and you give him the opportunity to potentially make yards after the catch. You're going to have to be really careful trying to cover that dude.
The Bruins moving the chains on the ground. They've had some great running backs there. Some have flown under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, guys like Jonathan Franklin. And listen, you can always find elite recruits and great playmakers out there in the Golden State.
Got him downfield. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35. And the Bruins want to pick up the tempo. More precision throws from this Bruin quarterback, much like a Rick Neuheisel used to play.
Just pinpoint accurate. Put the ball right where you want to. You think about Troy Aikman, you think about some of those other great names in UCLA history.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And gang tackling on this dude is a good idea. They needed it, but he still got the first down. Looking to pass. It's Duncan. And he just flat missed him. Sometimes you see a guy, he's open, and you try to baby it too much, and it was a bad throw. And now on second down for this offense. The play action fake. Pocket starts to... And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
And that is exactly how you draw it up. You get to the quarterback, but you get the football. You hit him, you try to rake it out. Great job by the defense. Getting the sack, getting the fumble.
First down here for the offense. Going to the ground. Still on his feet at the 45. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36.
Man, I want to be a running back in this offense. When you take that handoff to the right, you see that blocking and all the holes open up. That's a good sight for a running back.
You've heard of read and react. I think the defense read it. They just didn't react very well.
Well, when you got that kind of a line, just all that push they're getting on that right side, they just pushed the defensive lineman back, got in the linebacker's laps, and man, oh man, it was brutal up front.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
From the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Power football with the run. And into the end zone. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Hawkeye!
When you have so many playmakers on offense like they do, they can score quickly. You just saw it right there.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. When you're playing from behind, you can't afford to give it up the way they did the last drive, David.
No doubt, you cannot give the football away. Again, turnovers are the biggest stats in winning and losing games. You're behind, Palmer. Take care of the ball, but we got to go get a score here.
Yeah, and they just got to do a better job executing. I like the game plan so far for them, but they just need to go out and do a better job connecting the dots.
Caught behind the line. It's Gray. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. The Bruins come to the line in the hurry-up. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume. He lobs one high down the left side. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Wants to throw on 3rd. He's got an open man. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Bruins!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Iowa has the ball back on offense. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Quick pass on the fly motion. Brought down at the 47-yard line after the 15-yard pickup. And the Hawkeyes will snap it on 1st and 10. From the gun to give, looking for room. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball up.
And it's picked off. Takes it the other way. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And I tell you what, when defenses play zone, all eyes are on the quarterback. You have a zone to drop to, but you're setting on the quarterback, reading his eyes. Great job by the defense, understanding the ball was coming out, breaks on the football, goes and makes the INT.
He wastes no time and comes out throwing, using the quick game. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run. They're lining up on 1st and 10 from the 38.
When you play zone coverage, when you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
They bring him down, but he's got a 1st and goal from the 10.
1st and goal, UCLA.
He'll pull it on the read. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wants to throw. It's Duncan. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
One of the things I love about this defense is they're so versatile in ways they can get after the quarterback. In their last game, they came away with 5 sacks, came from all over the place. They got the win. So you know in this one, they're going to dial up a lot of different looks. It's going to be tough for this offense to try to keep their quarterback standing up straight.
Got the back over the middle. Several defenders there to get him on the ground. He just didn't have a chance to get loose and make his way to that 1st down marker.
And I think fans get upset sometimes. Like, run your route past the sticks so we get the 1st down. But nice job by the defense understanding where the sticks were and forcing the 4th down.
And that's just a chip shot. That's just a field goal they got to make, guys.
Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw at this drive.
Off the RPO, complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. We've reached the end of one, and as is tradition here in Iowa City, we take a moment to say hi to the children of the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital. Hello, kids. No matter how many times you see it, a moving moment here at Iowa between the 1st and 2nd quarter when the entire crowd acknowledges the children across the way. Hope they enjoy the game as we continue in the 2nd quarter. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Handoff from the gun. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so 3rd down becomes an easier down. It's not 3rd and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
The Hawkeyes are flying down the field. Hands it off. At the 45 on his way. Afterburners coming. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Iowa!
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed. Look at the elusiveness. Get into the end zone. Nice run.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. UCLA will go back to work on offense. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. And Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
Plenty of time as he fires it to the right. He holds it in and nobody's close. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. So the offense will decline that penalty after the big play. Would they go for a big play on 1st and 10? It'll be a draw. And he slid through that attempt, and he's got room. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Across the 25, he's got room. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, UCLA! An impressive run from the back. Gets him 6 points, good drink of water, and maybe a little oxygen.
He definitely needs some oxygen after that long run, but it looks simple, right? Just hand the ball off, but when you can make big plays like this in the run game, man, does it make offense fun.
And that kick was perfectly down the middle. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Boston College will need to mount a comeback, but these fans remember when Zay Flowers earned All-America honors. They know this game is not over. They're trailing by just 2 to Wake Forest. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. And guys, this can be a great time to look for a big play on 2nd and inches. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. And the Hawkeyes racing to the line in the hurry up. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. They'll try to get the first through the air. Caught near the sticks. It's Howard. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with the first down. The Hawkeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Motion from the offense. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
It's so important this offense is able to get this guy the ball in space, especially on the perimeter of the field. And I love that last play call because he's able to get outside and use his speed. To me, that's where this guy is his most dangerous.
Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. See what they dial up on 1st and 10. Might as well give it to him again. At the 20, he's got space. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
How nice is it as a play caller? You've got a running back as good as this guy, right? I mean, you can just dial up conservative run calls. Nothing has to be too tricky, too fancy. You just know he's going to go make good things happen. Even when it's not blocked properly, he is still finding ways to rip off long runs. This guy now has over 150 yards rushing in the game. Doesn't look like he's slowing down.
Out of the gun, the inside give. They get him down after a 4-yard gain to the 6. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. Touchdown, Hawkeye! Made the snag and strolled his way into the end zone.
Quarterback's ability to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back and forth, and I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every third down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. We can't let our serve get broken.
The Bruin uniforms look pretty, but don't let it fool you. They'll stick their face in the fan and run it tough like a Freeman McNeil used to.
Okay, a good pull. Freeman McNeil, I don't remember him, but I do remember a guy like Maurice Jones-Drew, who's a little bowling ball and just ran physical, and just finding those guys that you can feature in your offense.
And the Bruins want to move quickly. Looking downfield, it's Duncan. Complete. Makes a catch and knocked down. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. The hurry up now, second down, clock ticking. He's looking to throw. He's going up top. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. The Bruins will try to pin them back with the punt. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. The punt goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. Iowa has the ball back on offense. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Paul.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
On second down, wants to throw it. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Yeah, and this quarterback's got to know that this isn't practice. This isn't back with his QB guru. He's not trying to throw around brooms or around big bags. That is an arm attached to a body that bench presses 500 pounds. He's got to do better.
They'll pick up the first down as he gets it out to the 27-yard line. Looking to move it through the air. Fires to the tight end. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down. A little bit more to go after that last completion. They'll try to pick it up on second down. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Looking to throw on second down. Pulls it in. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before. They'll recycle that down marker. And the Hawkeyes getting set on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. They're trying to get to it. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
It's hard throwing in the pocket, man. You got bodies and 300-pound dudes falling all over the place. They're trying to hit you. That time, the pressure got to them, and they forced the incompletion.
After the incompletion, back to the passing game. It's caught. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Bruins will kick it away to start the second half. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. Picked up some yardage on the ground. Now here comes second down. He's looking to throw. Going for the screen. Oh, and he intercepts it. Looking for more room. And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Bruins. This time it's the defense finding ways to put points on the board.
There is nothing better than being a defender, seeing that ball in the end zone. Your eyes get big as saucers. Go, jump on that puppy, secure it, get you a touchdown.
And the extra point was good. No incident there, and we are tied up in the third. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Iowa has the ball back on offense. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You've got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Quarterback checking the play. On second down, looking again to throw. Finds his man. It's Howard. And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35. Fresh set of downs after the completion. They're looking for an advantage to the right. Still on his feet at the 45. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line.
Oh, I love that play call. This offense is going to run the football. They're not just going to do it between the tackles, but they're going to attack you outside. You saw that with that handoff. They get to the right. They get him in space using his speed. Good play.
They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. On second down, will they go back to the ground game? Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Brought down at the 26-yard line after a pickup of 10 yards on the play, and it'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
This offense all game long has been running really well, and I'm really impressed by how well they've recruited at the running back position. They've got some dynamic players coming into the game at different points, spelling each other, keeping each other fresh, and they're hurting this defense.
And how about the big play by this running back? Nice job running with the football. Good balance, seeing where he needed to go with the football. Finishing the run, he gets knocked out of bounds. But how about this offense set up now on first and goal?
Touchdown, Iowa! They take the lead with the 6.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open, and he was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. UCLA will go back to work on offense. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
give to the running back. Running with power. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down. The Bruins want to crank the tempo. Handoff from the shotgun. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Just when they're looking run, now up top. Catch in the middle, it's Turner. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down. You can become a star making efficient plays and getting first down, sort of like a Mark Harmon kind of way to play quarterback for the Brewers.
And then you become a big star. And in Hollywood, what a town to do it. Obviously, create some excitement, create some momentum, go to a Rose Bowl, just do big things at UCLA.
They'll give it to the back. And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the first down. And the Bruins come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to go up top on first down. It's complete to the left. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
Hey, listen, you get zone coverage, and you can hit that curl route, and he comes open continually. Keep hitting it. This might be a play to come back to.
Not much room to run. Let's give him one to the 33. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. To the air, it's Duncan. And they're not on the same page there. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Complete to the left. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Trying to get to him. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll throw again after the incompletion. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
And the QB has had a nice drive, and this offense has been throwing the football all over the yard. You want to stop that? Get pressure on him. Nice job getting to the quarterback effectively. And even better, getting him on the ground.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Throws to the wideout. Touchdown, UCLA! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board.
Man, he's off to a good start this year. That's already his 3rd receiving touchdown. We're only 4 games into this season. I love how they line him up all over the field. And as the season goes on, they're going to keep being more and more creative with how they get this guy the ball.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point was made without incident, and we're tied up here in the 3rd. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Kansas is currently working from behind. But how many times have we said that and then witnessed something special happen? This time of year, you never know. It's still a one-score game. They're trailing by 8 to Utah. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating him up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
Man, the defense, you hold your breath. When this receiver has the football out in space, you have got to make sure you're playing with outstanding pursuit. Nice job there, but as this game goes on, they've got to keep an eye on this guy and make sure they know where he is at all times.
Setting up the screen. And they'll move the chains with the first down, but that might be it for the 3rd quarter. We've been treated to an aerial show by these two guys so far as you check out their numbers. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. Just going to keep it after the snap. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs, so it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback run game going, but moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
Man, come on now. O-line, you've got to take care of your quarterback. He takes care of you. He's the one who takes you to meals. He's the one that gets you those NIL deals. Everything happens through your quarterback. You got to keep him upright. That is your #1 priority.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. He can't make the grab. It's incomplete, but there is a flag, and I believe this is going to be pass interference.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
The Hawkeyes look to keep this drive humming. One back in the backfield. He gets the carry. Brought down after a pickup of 5 yards down to the 10.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. You just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
He's got it again. Forges ahead for 1 to the 8-yard line.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? And part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
Touchdown, Hawkeye! They move on top here in the 4th. That's his 3rd touchdown pass of the day. The defense has no clue how to respond right now.
No, and the defense has had absolutely no answer. He's been on the money. He's been on fire, making the right decisions and just carving this defense up.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tired.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't get on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Wide out in motion. Looking downfield, it's Duncan. Working the middle, it's complete. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. The Bruins headed quickly to the line. They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. He's got it down the middle. And he's down at the 41. That's a first down. They get to the line quickly. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yep.
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
And there's no mystery as to why this team's losing today. They've given up 5 sacks. They cannot keep their quarterback upright, and you just saw another example of it right there. He has never been able to get into rhythm throwing the football.
Working that left side now. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. On third down going up top. Didn't have much of a choice, just had to throw that one away. It'll be fourth down. And the Bruins will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fields the punt. Wants to make a play. He'll get it out to about the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll mark him down. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
The defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get two bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer for this guy.
Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on third down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. Fourth down, baby.
On fourth down, they'll throw for it. He's got a first down and maybe a lot more. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. And the Hawkeyes will line it up on 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. No reason to do anything here except keep it on the ground on 2nd and 5. Touch pass on the run. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Now facing a 3rd and long. The give to the back. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. Oh, he missed it. No good. And the margin is still 7 after the miss, guys.
UCLA, 28.
UCLA will go back to work on offense. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. All down at the 39-yard line, but he's got 15 yards on the play and a fresh set of downs. He's looking to throw it. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th. Back to throw, it's Duncan. He looks that one in nicely. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Got to get to the line quickly for this 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Just threw that one away to avoid disaster.
What a fantastic job by the defense that time, forcing the incompletion. They've got the lead late, setting up 4th down. Can they come up with one more stop? If they get it, they might win this game.
On 4th down, they'll pass for it. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on downs. And the quarterback takes the snap and kneels down. Plenty of fireworks in this one. A lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like whoever was on offense had the last laugh.
That's